Hi, my name is Anita and I'm a teacher with Yoga Moves MS. Today we're going to be making positive affirmation cards. Let's see, I have two samples here of some cards that I've already made. These are cards that were on 3x5 cards. These happen to be pink and they're just little collections of sayings on cards. Today I will share a smile. See, some of these are blank. Oh, this one I know has one. This one has a cutout of some flip-flops. It was lovely. It was a little piece on the greeting card that was out of handmade paper. Today I choose to be happy. A little handwritten message. And you can very simply make these. They were inspired by Diane Trarig, who was a Yoga Moves MS student. She recently passed, and in a memorial gathering, one of her friends shared that Diane had given her a set of cards in a little basket with a cover, a little lidded basket, and with today I will be there for someone, today I will be there for someone, today I will share a smile. So different positive affirmations today will make a difference. What are affirmations? Affirmations are inspiring words that help us to be a better person, to be who we want to be. So Diane had given the gift, and the friend shared how much the gift continued to give even after Diane had passed. These are just collected in a little soap dish I have. If you are choosing to give them to a friend, you might do something like wrap them in a mug. Maybe add in a couple bags of tea, little cellophane bag, gift wrap, bit of ribbon, and voila, a lovely gift. I looked around my house to see other possibilities for containers for the cards, because what size container is kind of how you determine the size cards you're going to make. This is a little box, and believe it or not, it's made out of a recycled bottle. I was a plastic bottle, now I'm a gift box to fill with your imagination. So that's pretty cool, and it's the perfect size for these cards. Close the flaps up, and you could open it up and take out a different inspiring message each day. That's really what these are doing, is inspiring us, reminding us of who we want to be. Mahatma Gandhi said that these are very powerful, and part of their power comes from Mahatma Gandhi's reasoning that your thoughts become your actions. Your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions. Your actions become your habits. Your habits become your beliefs and values. So this is one way to start changing your attitude, being more positive in the world and how you show up in the world. The bigger cards, I looked around and found this crocheted basket my sister had made for me. It's really cute. She's very, very talented, but this could easily hold a nice collection of cards. The smaller cards, maybe you have an old jewelry box, gift box. This one's lovely. It's came from an expensive store. Has a little ribbon attached to it, but the cards fit in here quite nicely. Tie the box, the bow. If I was giving it to someone, before I gave it to them, I would glue on a little cover so that they didn't expect a piece of expensive jewelry when they opened it up. There, we set these items aside. What else do I have to work with today? So I have this lovely cutter. Get that out of the way. Put these up here. This helps me to cut straight lines on right angles. There's a guide up at the top. And it's very easy to cut by just pulling the cutting edge. I spent a lot of years using scissors as an art teacher, and you know, my hands have gotten pretty stiff over the years, so it's nice to be able to use a tool like that. I have the 3x5 cards. I have a collection of old greeting cards. This one's already been cut up a little bit. I have some markers and a pencil. One of these is water-based, the rest are permanent markers, and you have to be careful when you use water-based because sometimes you get what's called coated stock. It's a little glossy, and when you draw on it with the water-based, it'll smear, it won't dry. And even with the Sharpies, you have to be careful to let it dry before you rub over it. So those, we'll set those up there. Let's see, I have, so this is wrapping paper that I saved. It's beautiful paper. I thought, lovely, I'll save that and use it for something. More old greeting cards, and one of the things with the greeting cards is you want to pick a greeting card that you can use the back. This, when I took it apart, it got all ripped in the back, so that's not going to work for an affirmation card. And when you go through your cards, this one would work fine for a larger card. It's too big for business card size, a 2 by 3.5. The back is plain. This is a little bit boring. If you could cut it up maybe for a bigger card again, but again, this part's plain, that works. This is a little too plain, perhaps, and you have to be careful. There's, again, some spots on the back where it's torn. I wonder if I could do something with this card. Could give this one a try. I know I can cut these pieces up. The disadvantage here is, again, you see the back is a little bumpy. There is a way around that to fix that, but I think we'll work with this one. And let's see, these are the ones that we can punch holes with. Punching designs. So little shapes like this heart shape. I love this. And this is the tool that can do that for you. Very nice to use. It's just a simple squeeze. They line it up, and I like to have the paper with the decoration facing me so I can see and get it lined up exactly where I want the colors to be. Let's see, how do I want this one to line up? I think about, let's see, can I get down a little lower, angle it? There we go, maybe about like that. So you get the idea of how you can punch out shapes. And by the way, not only that one, bet I could do something with this one. So I'm going to kind of take out some of the extra here and just cut this out. This is why it's nice to have an extra cutting tool, the scissors. Set this aside. And the bottom edge is straight. So I'll cut this here, about there, straighten up that edge, take a little more off the top edge, and that's pretty good. So not only do I have a shape that I could use, this is the negative shape, and it makes the heart shape by having the hole. That's the negative. I could also use the punched out version, the positive shape. I'm going to set these heart shapes over here. We'll choose, oh, even look at this little piece that I cut off, could end up being a decorative piece. We'll set that aside. So to get started on making the cards, you can see here's an example. I took the negative shape, put a positive shape in the inside, and put together the design. So these are blank cards. Let's see, here's the set that's finished. We'll start with this one, move this out of the way, and we'll use this one in a little bit. I have one more thing over here that's useful. This is a guidebook. I'm not planning a trip to Florida right now, no. But what I like to use these sorts of things for is gluing. I don't want glue all over my workspace, on my tabletop, and then it would get all over everything else. So, ooh, this little scrap is lovely. Look at that. Ooh, I could probably, I just like the little bird there too. Wonder if I could maybe use him for something else. How much of this can I cut out? So this was cut off one of, oh, look at how pretty that is. There we go. I think I'll use this piece. Perfect. Very simple, very easy. Punch out a design. Now it's a little challenging to get the glue into those textured areas. Kind of getting that glue. And I'm going all the way to the edge with the glue stick. This, by the way, is just a washable glue stick. They work fine. And so the sticky is on the inside there. Flip that over. Oh, this already has a saying on the back. Kind of see, this one does too. Is this one? This is completely plain. Let's use this one. Here we go. Put that down there. Rub it down. And there's the design. Now, what do I do for my words? Well, I have a whole page of a list of positive affirmations. I have actually about 100, there were 100 on a sheet. It's kind of gotten messed up, but I highlighted the ones I like. I got this online from a website called startofhappiness.com. And I put the link in the Positive Affirmations article in the August Yoga Moves newsletter. Just for a moment, set that glue stick a little farther away, close up my gluing paper over there, and get my cutter back out. So writing an affirmation down is nice. And this is a very simple one. Be a little careful when you cut thin paper like copy paper with this. It does tend to tear a bit, especially if the blade is getting old. And I change the blade. But I think I can manage to make it work for a short demonstration. Cut away a little more. It's right about there. Not much to hold on to, but you know, part of the joy of making things is the little sort of slight imperfections that show that it is indeed handmade. A human touch. Okay, that will work. Swap out with my glue book. Oh, that's not sticky. And can you see I've got this close enough? Part of the challenge of demonstrating is learning how to set up my camera so you can see what I'm doing. Moving my finger out of the way to get some more glue in here, trying to keep my fingers on a spot that's not sticky. Oops, if I move it, I better find a spot that's not gluey. I'm gonna go all the way to the edge. Then I can pick up the sticky thing with the glue stick. That's very helpful. It keeps my fingers a little cleaner. Here's the card we just made. Use the glue stick kind of to guide the paper into position. There may be a little purple showing on here, and if that's okay, you can just let it be there. It will dry clear. Press it down and set it aside to dry. And that's that, very easy. You could also choose to, and I had a couple samples here, I wrote an affirmation on this card. I like to use color markers that coordinate with the paper or the colors on the design. Just check that it won't bleed through the paper and that it won't smear when you're writing with it. The nice thing about writing is you're in your hand, and people see your writing and recognize your writing. Also, when you are doing the writing, if you're keeping these cards for yourself, or even if you're giving them away, you're building some kinesthetic memory, muscle memory. And when you write with your hand, you write these words, it's as if you're saying, and you really are saying the affirmation to yourself. So double bonus. This one, I chose to tear the edge, and you can get a nice clean torn edge on a piece of paper. So if I was going to tear around this one, I would put my thumbs together and my index on the back like I'm pinching, and just sort of pull one side of the paper towards me, or nibble away at it, and kind of create a little shape as you go, and turn and nibble, 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 and so you got all the way around. Torn edges are nice to kind of create a soft effect around the cutout shape. So there's that. And don't need this anymore. Set that down. We can move on to the next way I have of simply making cards. And that would be to cut a greeting card. Well, I think we're going to work with this one. I'm just kind of generally getting an idea of where I want to take this 2" by 3.5" cutout. How will the ballerina fit on there? I could get the whole ballerina. Oh, I could get her all out of and that would be kind of nice. So let's do that. So down about here, if part of her is cut off, it's okay. Cut right through. You can, this is a good test, and there's a little bit of gloss to this. I'll save this for perhaps testing my markers. So here's the permanent marker, okay, and the water-based marker. See how it smears? You don't want that to happen. Now, this is the surface, this is the back surface, the inside. Yeah, that's still pretty smeary. I'd go with the permanent marker, and I would not let it touch anything until it is dry. So do a marker check. Okay, let's try cutting right about here. And I know I want it to be 2 inches. So there's the 2" guideline right there. And 3.5, 3.5 up here, 2 by 3.5. And there, isn't that lovely? There she is. I don't have to do any decorating. Could if you wanted. But all I need to do now is add my affirmation. And again, if you had something that you could glue on, that would work. Or you could take your marker, and I kind of like the color coordination. The brown would be nice and soft with this. And it's a smaller card, so I'll write something a bit smaller. And how about, I'll just go with this. I think I've written it a bunch of times, but you know, it's a good one. Today I choose to be happy. Today I choose to be happy. And there you have it. That's very simple, very easy. And 2 examples of ways of making positive affirmation cards, either going with something that's pre-cut and gluing on little decorations, stickers, things you've torn out of magazines. You know, you can, if you look around and open your eyes, you can find all sorts of interesting things. And this pile of outtake scraps, I could cut around the little bird. Wouldn't that be pretty? Or cutting up an old greeting card, and you know, beautiful. The butterflies, they go nicely with the gold and from these colors. You get, sometimes you can find in color coordinate a couple of cards. There's a bunch that work with yellow and green and orange and purple. So it's that easy, and I hope that you enjoy making some affirmation cards for yourself and for your friends. Namaste.